Good morning or good evening. This morning, I would like to talk about something that has been on my mind for a long time, like so many things, but I've just realized that this world is unbelievable. Ever since the dawn of man, there has been a grab for land. It's all about land and having more. What happens when people try to grab land and want to have more? There are wars. There are wars all over the world. It doesn't matter if it's Ethiopia, Eritrea. They wanted to grab more land and Eritrea wanted to have their own. Germany wanted to take over all of Europe. It was a grab for land. The United States wanted to supposedly help Afghanistan. All it wanted was the oil. It's always about wanting other stuff that's not yours. Almost every war in the world ever. World War I, same thing. They went over to try to take over this land here, take over that land there. It was all about land grabs. It always starts the wars. There were no borders before man. There was this land, and people didn't own land, they used the land. If we could just change our way of thinking to realize that borders are artificial, that countries are artificial for that matter. We are all one people. We are all connected. Yet we continue to fight. We continue to make wars. It's not okay. It's not okay to, even in the United States, the people are going like this because of politicians that have convinced them that the other guys are bad and they have to fight against them. It's absolutely crazy what's happening in the world right now. Putin trying to take over Ukraine again. It's all about borders. All these wars are about borders and about land. We can't keep doing this. There are no borders. In fact, From a Distance, that song was about that. From way above, you couldn't see any borders because there aren't any. Borders don't exist. They are man-made. If we could really take that into our hearts and realize that land is not ours, it's the earth's, then maybe the wars would stop. I really want to make this clear that our thinking about things have been so changed and colored by what we've learned in school, what we learned in textbooks, because the governments push that down to make sure that we believe in those borders. There are states in the United States that don't get along. There are provinces in Canada where they don't get along. There are provinces in France. There are counties here and there. They're all because of the governments putting up borders within their own country to make more tax money so they can do more things with the world which wasn't part of the natural world. All this stuff is causing friction. That's why certain groups in the US have actually separated and said they're not going to be part of it. And the FBI says those are the bad guys, but no, those are the guys that really want to have it back the way it was, naturally. This is something that has to change, and it has to change big time. People have to start realizing that these borders are not real. We have to stop fighting each other. Love is one of the most important things, that we can love other people regardless of their color, regardless of their race. That's one of the reasons I'm starting my foundation. I want to, again, I'll say one more time, I want to create this book called The Colors of Our World. Because we have to understand that there is no reason to hate other people because of the way they look, because they're in a wheelchair, whatever. Everyone has potential. The Colors of Our World is going to be a photograph of each person that I can find, of every race. Beautiful photo with a blurb about them. I'm going to go all over the world and take photos of those people and put those into a book, because the true beauty of a person comes from inside the heart, and it comes through their eyes. And there are no borders, and all people are connected. So we got to stop fighting each other. We got to start pulling on the same end of the rope, and we got to stop having wars. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you will join me in this, let's say, quest to stop prejudice, to stop fighting, and especially to stop wars. Thank you for listening.